Have you ever wondered how a single idea, born out of frustration, can turn a struggling individual into a billionaire? Today we're diving deep into the inspiring journey of Sara Blakely, a woman who transformed $5,000 into an empire. Stay until the end. You'll be shocked by how far determination, courage, and a simple problem-solving mindset can take you. Sara Blakely's journey started in an ordinary apartment in Clearwater, Florida. She was frustrated, like many women, with the way her clothes fit, especially under pants. One evening, she cut the feet off her pantyhose to create a smoother look under white pants, and in that moment, an idea ignited. What if she could design a product that solved this everyday problem? Little did she know, this simple frustration would become the seed of a billion-dollar idea. But turning an idea into a business required more than just creativity. Sara had no background in fashion, no experience in business, and no knowledge of manufacturing. She was selling fax machines door to door and earning a modest income, yet her determination refused to let her quit. She began researching hosiery patents, experimenting with fabrics, and mapping out how to make a product that didn't exist yet. What's remarkable is that Sara never let fear paralyze her. Every rejection, every closed door, fueled her creativity instead of diminishing it. She called mills, explained her idea, and got laughed at more times than she could count. But in every no, she found a new way forward. That single night of frustration had transformed into an unstoppable mission, an entrepreneurial quest fueled by passion, resilience, and vision. Sara had $5,000 in savings, the total amount she had ever saved. Instead of spending it frivolously, she invested every dollar into prototyping her product. She worked nights and weekends, testing materials, refining designs, and even designing the packaging herself. Every detail mattered, because she believed that her product wasn't just about function. It was about empowering women and making them feel confident. The journey was grueling. Sara slept on her living room floor to save money, drove across town to meet potential manufacturers, and faced countless skeptics who said her idea would never work. But she had something far more valuable than money or experience: relentless determination and belief in her vision. Each small step forward was a victory, a confirmation that her idea could survive in the real world. Her $5,000 wasn't just capital, it was a symbol of her courage. She understood that financial constraints could limit many, but creativity, resilience, and ingenuity could overcome almost anything. Every penny invested became a building block for her empire, proving that even the smallest savings can spark monumental success when paired with vision and hard work. Sara's first prototype wasn't perfect. In fact, it was far from it. She had to experiment with fabrics, elasticity, and comfort, testing multiple variations to ensure the product wouldn't roll down or cause discomfort. Friends and family volunteered as test subjects, providing brutally honest feedback. Sara listened intently, realizing that perfection was not instantaneous. It was a process. Creating the first prototype required patience, meticulous attention to detail, and unyielding persistence. The sewing machines, fabric swatches, and countless discarded attempts could have easily discouraged anyone. But Sara embraced failure as a learning tool. She viewed every flaw not as a setback, but as a step closer to perfection. Each failed attempt taught her more about design, functionality, and what women truly wanted in shapewear. Finally, after weeks of trial and error, she had a product she believed in. The first prototype worked, felt comfortable, and did exactly what she envisioned. It smoothed, sculpted, and empowered women. That moment of triumph, small yet monumental, was the first tangible proof that her idea could transform frustration into freedom and everyday clothing into confidence. Sara then approached potential retailers with her product. The response? Mostly rejection. Big companies laughed at her concept, saying women wouldn't spend money on undergarments that promised invisibility and slimming effects. It seemed like every door she knocked on was firmly shut. But each rejection only strengthened her resolve. She understood something crucial. Her success wasn't going to come from waiting for permission. It had to be earned through persistence, ingenuity, and courage. She refined her pitch, studied her audience, and found ways to stand out from other products in the market. Instead of letting rejection define her, she used it as a compass to navigate toward the right opportunity. Finally, a breakthrough came. Neiman Marcus, a prestigious department store, agreed to meet her. Sara personally demonstrated the product for the buyer, showing how it worked on herself. The moment she revealed the shapewear's effect, the room was silent, then impressed. Her determination, hands-on approach, and belief in the product won over the first major retailer, a small but critical step toward her empire. Sara realized that media exposure could skyrocket her brand. She strategically pitched Spanx to fashion magazines, targeting editors who could influence the public. Oprah Winfrey later featured Spanx as one of her favorite things, a moment that would forever change Sara's life. Overnight, the product became a household name. Media wasn't just about publicity, it was about credibility. Seeing Spanx endorsed by influencers and celebrities created trust and desire among everyday women. Sara leveraged every opportunity to share her story, her journey from frustration to innovation, and her vision of empowering women. It wasn't just about selling a product. It was about selling confidence, a story, and a movement. This moment also revealed a crucial entrepreneurial lesson. Timing and exposure can amplify success exponentially. Sara's relentless efforts finally intersected with opportunity, and media became the catalyst that turned a small idea into a global phenomenon. With increasing demand, Sara faced the challenge of scaling her business. She navigated manufacturing logistics, supply chain management, and distribution with minimal experience. Every decision was high stakes. A wrong move could bankrupt her. But Sara trusted her instincts, learned rapidly, and made calculated risks. She also built a culture of innovation. Spanx wasn't just about one product. It became a brand that expanded into leggings, activewear, and more. Each new product reflected the same dedication to solving problems and improving lives. The empire was growing, and Sara was at the helm, balancing creativity with strategy. Her story shows that scaling a business requires more than a good product. It demands vision, leadership, and the courage to navigate unknown territories. From a small apartment to global distribution, Sara's journey illustrates how determination can transform a single idea into a thriving empire. Success brought scrutiny. Critics questioned her methods, the quality of her products, and even her unconventional journey. Many doubted whether a self-taught entrepreneur could sustain a billion-dollar empire. Sara faced these challenges head-on, refusing to let negativity dictate her path. Instead of retaliating, she focused on results. Quality improvements, customer satisfaction, and innovation became her response to critics. Every challenge was a lesson in resilience, reinforcing that external doubts should never overshadow internal conviction. She realized that criticism is often a byproduct of fear and envy, and that the right mindset could turn it into motivation. This resilience helped Sara not only survive scrutiny, but thrive under pressure. Spanx became stronger, more recognized, and more beloved. Her journey proves that criticism is not an obstacle. It's a test of dedication and adaptability. Fast forward a few years, Sara Blakely became the youngest self-made female billionaire. Her journey from a $5,000 savings account to a global brand is a testament to creativity, courage, and relentless perseverance. The woman who once faced endless rejection now inspired millions worldwide. But wealth was never her primary goal. Sara's true success was impact, changing the way women felt about themselves and empowering them to embrace confidence in their everyday lives. Financial rewards followed naturally, but her story is a reminder that purpose-driven work often leads to extraordinary outcomes. Her empire also proved that unconventional paths work. Sara didn't follow a textbook. She followed intuition, courage, and relentless effort. And this authenticity is what made her story so compelling, relatable, and inspirational for aspiring entrepreneurs everywhere. Sara's journey teaches us that big dreams can start small. Every challenge, rejection, and obstacle can become fuel for success if approached with determination and ingenuity. The power of persistence, creativity, and courage cannot be overstated. Her story also shows the importance of self-belief. Even without formal experience or resources, Sara trusted herself, learned from mistakes, and adapted constantly. She reminds us that confidence, vision, and action often outweigh credentials and capital. Finally, Sara exemplifies the impact of empowering others. Spanx wasn't just a product, it was a movement. She built a brand that celebrated women, problem-solving, and innovation. And that, ultimately, is the core of every lasting success story, creating value that changes lives. From a simple frustration with her clothes to a billion-dollar empire, Sara Blakely's story is proof that one idea can change a life forever. But the journey required more than an idea. It demanded courage, resilience, and unshakable belief. For every dreamer watching, remember, your circumstances don't define your potential. One idea executed with persistence and passion can take you from ordinary to extraordinary. Sara's journey inspires us to embrace failure, trust ourselves, and never give up. If Sara's story moved you, imagine what your idea could achieve. Subscribe now, join the community of dreamers and doers, and be part of the journey that proves the impossible is possible. What's your billion-dollar idea? Comment below and start turning it into reality.